All animals are described as belonging to a kingdom, a phylum, a class, an order, and sometimes a suborder. We've all heard of the animal kingdom. Well, that's what all animals belong to. The phylum, class, and order are used to hone in or specify with particular detail the animal of interest. These words are just jargon or technical words used by scientists. If you wanted to make up your own way of identifying animals, you could, but we use these words to maintain the integrity or upkeep a uniform knowledge base. Without the jargon, there would be chaos, as everyone would be identifying animals however they wished, and it'd make talking about them much more difficult. Today we're talking about dragonflies, which are of the order Adonata. Now dragonflies are divided into distinct suborders, Zygoptera, or damselflies, and the Anisoptera, or dragonfly. The word Adonata is scientific jargon which the scientists use to identify the animal, and the words Zygoptera and Anisoptera are used to distinguish between an observable variance or a difference in appearance between the types of insect. Now dragonflies are more robust and stronger than damselflies, which look very similar. But the difference is that the dragonflies, as I've already said here, are more robust and stronger, and they hold their wings apart when they are resting and their eyes touch. Dragonflies and damselflies spend most of their lives underwater as larvae. Now, larva is the scientific term for things like grubs or caterpillars, which we know to be the first stage of an insect, which then metamorphosizes into something remarkably different in appearance. For example, when a caterpillar changes into a butterfly, this would be an example of a larva metamorphosizing. Now I'll just go here and show you an image of the dragonfly larva. Not the most pretty of things, is it? But here's the thing. There's a wonderful fact about dragonflies that I will now reveal. The dragonfly lives as larva between 4 months and 5 years, but only lives as a dragonfly for 2 to 6 weeks. So the dragonfly spends most of its life as this. Isn't that something to consider? I think there's often a parable or story for humanity in nature. Here we have something that lives a life as a relatively unattractive underwater critter. It emerges from the water and is reborn as this wonderful, beautiful, graceful creature whose presence seems all too short. I think there's something in that for us all. There are times when we feel like little tadpole-eating larvae, but we ought to hope, like the dragonfly larva does, when it emerges from the waters. Again, not the most attractive looking thing. But you see, when the larva is ready to emerge, it will climb out of the water. And the adult dragonfly will emerge from the larva's skin, which is called an exuvia. Exuvia. That's E-X-U-V-I-A. Exuvia. Now, the adult will become bigger and the wings will unfurl as it pumps its wings and body up with fluid. So it gets fluid going through its body, and as you can see in this image here, the dragonfly emerges from its old skin and starts to unfurl its wings and get ready to take off there. And then once it's waited a little while, its wings will harden and it'll be able to fly. Now, there are many varieties of dragonfly. There are many varieties. And of those sighted in my native Scotland, I have a few particular favourites, which I'll just show to you just now. Here we go. Let's see. This one here. This one here is called the four-spotted chaser. It's a rather beautiful example here. I'll just give you a little more range there. Absolutely gorgeous. And the next one is called the common hawker. Again, beautiful colours there. And then we've got another one. This one here is called the common darter. It's a rather nimble looking little creature. Gorgeous all the same. And the last one here, another favourite of mine. This one is called the southern harvester. Just see if I can sharpen that up for you. Beautiful colours. So yeah, and just to show you how large these insects can be, look at the size of this. It's one large insect, isn't it? Still, I just think that makes them more remarkable. Some people get really freaked out by these things, but I'm like this fella here. I don't mind going and holding these things. So these are just a few examples of the ones I find to be particularly attractive in my native Scotland. But there are so many different kinds across the UK and the world, and a quick Google search will reveal the spectacular array. Look at all these different colours. They really are wonderful little creatures. So that's us today. We've spoke about the dragonfly. Again, a gorgeous creature. Hope you tune in next time when we'll be talking about frogs.